Thank you so much. I welcome you to Apostolic Insight. I'm your brother, Secret. Nigerians are not happy with the leader of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Bishop Wale. They want the highly respected man of God to answer certain striking questions. They want the leader of PFN to explain to the human family if there is any terrorist group killing Muslims, forcing them to convert to Christianity. They want Bishop Wale to answer that question. Nigerians want Bishop Wale to explain if the terrorist group that adopted Dapchi girls, if they force them to convert to Christianity and not to Islam. They want the bishop to explain if Lee Sharubu was not rescued by the APC-led government because she refused to convert to Christianity. Lee Sharubu was adopted with other Christian girls from Dapchi school, and they were forced to convert to Islam. You saw them sew uniform for them, dress them in Islamic way. The only lady, the only young girl, young student that said, I will never convert to Islam, that is the very person. Up to today, the APC-led administration had not been able to take necessary steps to rescue that girl from the captivity of Boko Haram. They want this highly respected man of God to answer. They want this man of God to answer. If you have any terrorist group that kill Muslims and grab their land, settle in their land, and Muslims are living in IDP camp because Christian terrorist group are killing them and grabbing their land. There are so many questions. They want the highly respected man of God to answer.
Bishop Widepo's stance. For decades, Bishop David Widepo has been one of the strongest and most vocal defenders of the Christian faith in Nigeria. His advocacy has often been bold, direct, and at times, confrontational. He has consistently warned that Christians in northern Nigeria have been systematically targeted, displaced, and massacred in what he calls a coordinated campaign against the church. In his view, the violence against believers is not random. It is a deliberate attempt to silence the voice of Christianity and weaken the influence of the church in the nation. From the pulpit of Faith Tabernacle in Canaanland, Bishop Widepo has raised his voice repeatedly, calling on both government and international bodies to recognize the plight of Christians and take action. He has described the killings as an assault on the faith and has accused the authorities of silence or complicity. To many believers, Widepo's words carry prophetic weight.
You see, if in certain parts of the Northwest, if you hear a particular Muslim was killed, it may be on ground of ethnic cleansing and land grabbing. You don't mix it up of a truth. Even the blind can see it, that Christians are being killed in a systematic manner, well coordinated. You can't dismiss with a wave of hand what D.Y. Danjuma said. You can't dismiss with a wave of hand. If terrorists are moving about with AK-47, they want Bishop Wale to explain those terrorists government hold meeting with, even when those terrorists will come for that meeting armed. Are they Christians? Those terrorists, are they Christians? They want Bishop Wale to explain if there is a single Christian terrorist group anywhere under heaven. They want him to explain. You see, the facts are there before us. You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. And if you see the comments, how Nigerians are reacting to what the highly respected man of God is saying, you see now that, you see, the gospel is now evil spoken of. You see, These are certain technical issues that before you enter into it, you be very careful.
Among these leaders was Bishop Wale Oak, the current president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria and a long-respected national Christian figure. Bishop Wale Oak, known for his calm yet firm leadership, delivered a message that stirred deep reflection and debate. His statement appeared to challenge one of the most passionately defended positions by Bishop David Widepoe, the idea that Christians in Nigeria are the primary victims of a silent, ongoing genocide. For years, Bishop Widepoe has used his platform to condemn what he describes as the systematic persecution of Christians, especially in northern Nigeria. But during this historic gathering, Bishop Wale Oak chose a different tone. He acknowledged that genocide exists but rejected the idea that it is solely directed at Christians. This position immediately raised a vital question. Was Bishop Wale Oak simply calling for balance and unity in a deeply divided nation, or was he unintentionally downplaying the genuine suffering of thousands of Christians who have been victims of violence and displacement?
You can't deny that which you are holding in your hand, that Christians are being killed. Nobody can deny it. The whole world had already seen it. That the political class had weaponized insecurity. And they have been accused. People are pointing an accusing finger on them. Nobody can say it's not true. It is important the man of God should allow some of these sensitive issues to be handled by the politics and the governance department. That was why Bishop Benson Dahosa started social security outreach. These are things they should handle. And the church leadership will just practically stay away from offering an opinion on it and allow that department to do the needful, present the position of the church to government and to every media agency. The truth of the matter is that we have in Nigeria systematic killing of Christians, and the government stand indicted. Reason being that if young school children, young school girls were adopted from Dapchi, and government rescued only those that converted to Islam. The one that did not convert to Islam was not rescued up to today. It's a serious indictment. Nobody can dismiss it. When you get to Benue and see Nigerians living in IDP camp, and the communities, their ancestral lands, occupied by terrorists, and it's as if the military had made no effort to drive out those terrorists or to engage them in a very hot battle. It makes a clear statement. Something is deeply troubling. We cannot deny the fact that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. That is the truth and nothing but the truth. We must be a witness to the truth. If you are of the truth, God has given the word. Great should be the company of them that publish it.